Various political parties will be holding congresses and conferences this coming holidays starting July 16th. And the Botswana Congress Party will have their own conference where the most talking point is said to be its affiliation to the UDC. While the party leadership has stated that it remains a member of the coalition party, some BCP supporters have said that they want out of the UDC following the recent suspension of the BCP leader, Saleshando, who's also the UDC second-in-command, and BCP Secretary-General Goretetse Kekgonegile. What will be the outcome of the upcoming conference? We have the party's SG, Honorable Kekgonegile, to unpack all that. Good evening. My name is Beitsimane, and this is Why Grind on YTV. Honorable, thank you very much for honoring this time, or our time. Firstly, what's your reaction as the party to your suspension and that of the president from the UDC?
Thank you, Bay, and thank you, YTV, for giving us as BCP this opportunity, and greetings to the viewers. Yes, we are alleged to have been suspended by UDC, being the president and the secretary general. It should be noted, it's a verbal suspension. We have not received any written form of any charges or reasons why we have been suspended. So it's everyone's guess, and it is also our guess on the reasons why we have been suspended, if we have been suspended.
So you haven't received any formal communication from the UDC and EC to say these are the charges that you guys are facing?
No, we have not received any written communication. What has happened is that in our meeting on May, it must be May around 18th in Palape, we had a discussion as UDC NEC in which the two parties, BNF and BPP, accused the BCP of destabilizing UDC. And we thought our comrades cannot be players, referees, prosecutors, and judges at the same time. We, as BCP, are not in denial that we have issues within UDC. And these issues, they need an independent mediator. And we were told to apologize and retract everything that we have said about UDC.
Are you not going to do that?
No, we are not going to do that. We are not going to do that. Not that maybe we could have said statements that, maybe we could not have said statements that we have said that were maybe offensive to the UDC leadership or not. It's an issue of natural justice. It's an issue of us being given a hearing. If we are to be accused of destabilizing UDC, we need to be given instances, events, weights, activities that we have initiated or have taken place under the UDC, the BCP banner, that intended to deliberately destabilize UDC. And in the absence of that, just being told by our nemesis within the UDC and EC that we are out of order and we are charged, it's not fair, it's not enough, and it can't build UDC going forward.
Honorable, what is it that you want as the BCP within the UDC?
We have always talked of governance issues within UDC. Governance issues, we are talking of a situation whereby the constitution of the UDC must be respected, first and foremost. There need to be consultation. There need to be a program of action that is very clear, that has been decided by all of us. There need to be a democratization of the UDC in terms of the positions. We need to go to a Congress so that people can elect their own leadership. We have been pinpointed or fingered as a leadership for over 10 years, and we can't have a situation like that. We understand that this is a coalition, it's not a unitary party, but even in coalitions, leadership is determined by its members, not leadership determining who takes positions by themselves. These are our issues.
What has been the response from other contracting parties, your BNF and BPP, to these issues that you've laid out?
There is a difference of opinion in the sense that, first and foremost, if we are to talk about implementation of the Constitution, we are told that UDC is operating under a transitional clause, and it has been operating under a transitional clause for a very long time. Why is it operating under a transitional clause? Nobody's saying anything. But the answer we are giving is that we are waiting for AP and BPF to join UDC. Then we can effect the Constitution. Then we can have the Congress. Then we can improve on our governance. Then we can have grievances or mediation processes, conflict resolution processes put in place. But is AP and BPF interested in joining UDC? That is the question. And when are they going to join UDC, if they join UDC? But in the meantime, should we operate in chaos, in a chaotic manner, just because we are waiting for others to come and join us? These are the questions in place.
Have you raised these matters at the NEC of the UDC?
Yes, we have raised these matters at the NEC of the UDC, and we have not got answers. And where we got answers, it has been promises. Okay, by this date, we are supposed to have done this. By this date, we are supposed to have done this. But when we come to the next meeting and say, let's evaluate, let's give action items, who has implemented what and all the sorts, the stumbling blocks becomes one. Let me give you an example. In the May meeting, we agreed that there should be an initiative to review our performance in the 2019 elections. And if you are to review our performance in the 2019 elections, each party was supposed to bring 333 to the table and form a task force. That was given 3 months. BPP never responded to that. It has never forwarded any names. And if we come to the next meeting and we say, what's happening? Why are you not forwarding names? They will say, we don't believe in that. Why should we review the performance? You know, the past resolution is intentionally not implemented. So we are just going around the circles within UDC. So that's how UDC operates. It goes around the circles. UDC will never have a progressive agenda. It's just an issue of finger pointing all the time.
Why are you still part of the UDC if you see that you are just going around the circles and not moving forward?
You know, organizations are bigger than individuals. The current challenges of UDC is the leadership. The leadership is not...
You are part of the leadership, so you should be, you know, we as the UDC, this project.
I don't think this project. If really BCP agenda items in a meeting, and then the president is not there, and then BPP says our agenda items cannot be discussed because the president is not there, what do we do, really, BCP?
And after the break, we continue with the program, and this time we'll be looking at the recent suspension of the decision of the UDC to appoint a new acting leader of opposition in Parliament. Stay tuned. Welcome back, and we continue with the program. We still have Honorable Goretetse Kekgonegile, who's the Secretary General of the Botswana Congress Party, and we are dissecting this issue, the infighting within the UDC. And remember that they are going for a conference this upcoming this holidays, in which the talking point would be their relation with within the UDC. Kekgonegile, recently the UDC announced that Honorable Ditapelo Goretetse would be the acting leader of opposition in Parliament following the suspension of Honorable Saleshando. What's your reaction as the BCP?
First and foremost, the BCP was not invited to this meeting by UDC NEC. One wonders why. Because allegations are that BCP has not been suspended. It is me and the president who have been suspended.
Who's in contact when the two of you, the president of the BCP and the SG, are suspended? Who else is there as representing the BCP?
Me Madingage, the Women's League president, Oral Musedami, the treasurer, are part of the BCP representatives in the UDC NEC. But this is not an individual matter, it's an organizational matter. So if UDC NEC is meeting, it means the organizations themselves, they need to be represented there, or they need to be informed. And it's upon them to say, no, we are not attending the meeting, but they need to be informed. So we are not informed of this particular meeting as BCP, and therefore we are not a part of that UDC decision, or nor we given an opportunity to contribute to the decision. So given that it's a unilateral decision, but that's typical of how UDC works. You know, BPP and BNF, they meet, they make decisions, they pronounce and say they're UDC decisions.
But surprisingly enough, just recently, Remwasa was on record telling us as the media that the BCP has been suspended. But a few days later, the president of the UDC, Advocate Dumaboko, said that it's only you and your president, his vice president, his deputy, Saleshando, who are suspended, not the entire. But this is confusing. What's going on?
Yeah, it's also confusing us. It's also confusing us. But it all boils down to dishonesty. It all boils down to dishonesty within the UDC leadership. It all boils down to dishonesty between Comrade Moeti Mohasa and Comrade Dumaboko. One of them is not telling the truth. Rona, as far as we know, what transpired within the meeting 1 May was what Mohasa said in the press conference, that BCP has been instructed or requested to retract and apologize. That's what was talked during the meeting. The discussion centered around that. But surprisingly, when we came in the next meeting in June 25th, we were told, it's me and Dumelan Saleshando and the president who had to retract, who had to apologize. But one wonders, I was not there on my individual personal capacity. Neither was the president. He is the president of the organization. I'm the secretary general of the organization. When the central committee makes a decision, it is us who implement that decision. So if you're going to hold me personally, individually, liable to a collective decision, what is that?
Now, the UDC says Honorable Ditapelo Goretetse is now the acting, would be the acting leader of opposition. What is going to happen? Because it appears that the UDC itself, it's now causing divisions within the BCP.
Yes, that has been the intentions all along. The suspensions being diverted from organizational to personal. The target has always been to target the leader of opposition, so that they remove the leader of opposition. And in removing the leader of opposition, they will be causing that discussion within, they'll be forcing BCP to discuss UDC and central committee decisions and leadership decisions and activities. So they had to find a person inside, or some people inside BCP who they can use to attack BCP. They cannot attack BCP from outside. They had to attack BCP from inside. And these 5 parliamentarians were identified and they accepted the errand. And
these 5 MPs, are you talking about 5 MPs that are part of the UDC?
BCP MPs.
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
I'm talking about the MPs who attended the meeting with UDC leadership yesterday. and made a decision to remove the leader of opposition and replace him with Goretetse.
What could be the problem here, Honorable? Is Reboko does he feel threatened by Resa Leshando somehow?
You know, organizations are bigger than individuals. Leadership come and go, but organizations should remain. Ha o le moeteledipele wa kgobokanya ha o phatalatse. Mme ebile ha o le moeteledipele o tshwana ke gore a bo o tlhaloganya gore lekgotla la gago le nnetseng ha a le nnetse wena go nna moeteledipele kana le nnetse gore le tse puso ha le gore le nnetse go tsa puso a le tshwanetse go tsa puso hela ha wena hela o le moeteledipele. So ha le moeteledipele ha wa tshwana go tshoswa ke gore go na le any capable other person who can be looked up to gore o ka tsa maemo mo go wena. So nna ke dumela gore that issue should not arise at all. Gape moeteledipele o mongwe hela ha nke ba nna bantsi moeteledipele gape ba kompitelwa so ha botsalelwe thata jone jo jwa sepolitiki jo so o pe ha tshwanela go tshaba gore mang o ka mo challenge, but nevertheless how o eteletse batho sente, they give you space, they never challenge you.
What is going to happen at the NEC, rather the parliamentary caucus of the opposition? Are you likely to see? Are we likely to see those 5 MPs deciding with the UDC, or going with the UDC?
Yeah, they met Mabani. They've gone with UDC. I don't expect the parliamentary UDC parliamentary.
Have you engaged them to find out what's their issue?
As BCP MPs, we met on Saturday with Zero between 6 and 9 to try and discuss this issue. And the meeting did not end up in a resolution because comrades felt they were outnumbered to make a decision as UDC, as BCP members of parliament. So Bonedo would rather go and make a decision as UDC members of parliament. So this has been an issue that has been planned from some time. It has been discussed over time, and it reached a decision last week. And we, as BCP, had to engage our members of parliament to say, hey, comrades, what is happening? Do you see where you are going? Are you really intending to go there? Do you have to protect the party? Do you have any intentions of keeping the party intact, or you are selling out the party? So comrades decided to sell out the party.
So there's a possibility of a split within the BCP?
I don't see a split. I don't see a split.
And a new political party form in the offing?
Yes, there is that talk within the streets. One of the MPs is busy mobilizing to form a political party, or BCP. But agree to form a political party, it means oleka hotsa from BCP, so that okaisa ko isante ko wikeletse gore baba go rumileng o isa teng. Ke ra gore if there's 5 to 6 political parties in Botswana, why do you want to form a new political party and not join another political party? More especially, go sena sepese o kilweng wa se dirwa o sa gatelelwa go pehela e le wena modira dilo.
And after the break, we now focus on the conference that is going on at the, is it in Mahalape?
Yes,
in Mahalape. Stay tuned. And welcome back, and we are in the last segment of the Y Grind on YTV. My name is Kekgonegile. Kekgonegile, we were dissecting relations between yourself at the BCP and the UDC, and you are saying that it appears that somehow the UDC, even though you are divided within the BCP, it appears there's a lot of influence that is coming from the UDC. Now you are going into a conference. What is likely to happen? What is the feeling among the delegates from across the country with regard to the BCP's affiliation to UDC?
Well, an organization as big as BCP will always have divergent views on a number of issues. And it's always good that way. le Setswana sa rialo hela gore mahokgo kwa khota manto te gore monanta nne le la gagwe. It's always good to have a difference of opinions so that the resolution is enriched, empowered, and well informed by different views and feelings. We are going to the conference in Mahalape starting on Sunday. It's a typical annual conference of Botswana Congress Party. Botswana Congress Party has grown so much. We have 57 constituencies in the country, and we are expecting around 50 constituencies to turn up with full delegations. And therefore, we are expecting over 1,000 delegates all over the country to go to Mahalape and attend the conference. The topical issues, of course, we are preparing ourselves for 2024 as an organization, a political organization, with full intentions of taking over or participating in a regime change agenda.
As a BCP alone or within the UDC or with any other political party?
At the moment, we are still within UDC. Yeah, we are still within UDC. It needs to be noted that we have not taken a decision to go out of UDC as yet. I don't know if this conference will take that particular decision. Conference or discussions.
You've got new friends in the form of AP. Tell us about your relations with them.
We have learned a lot from working with AP. And you know, the short period that we have worked together, there has been a give and take relationship. Yeah. So it's, to be honest, it's healthier to work with AP than to operate within UDC.
Is it because the AP are more seen as left centrist as yourself than the BNF, who are leftist, who are regarded as leftist?
Well, BNF,
political ideology.
Yeah, the BNF political ideology, as it used to be leftist, but one wonders if it has an ideology these days.
Why are you saying
because
so?
The decisions, the operations, I say, hasita leftist. Now they've moved towards the center. But you know, our Botsaka AP. Yes, we have invited them to the conference for a solidarity message. It's difficult to invite UDC to the conference. President UDC we are under suspension, and we have been told.
Have you invited them though?
No, we have not invited them, and we won't invite them.
Are you invited to their congress?
No, and they won't invite us. That's the reality of our relationship. Not this year. Maybe after these congresses and conferences, after we have taken different decisions as political parties, then maybe the working relationship can start again. But one thing that we need to understand is that, you know, a lot of people tend to think that the vehicle to regime change is only through UDC. No, it's not. Look at what Chamisa is doing in Zimbabwe. Yeah. Look at what is happening in Lesotho. A new political formation in Zimbabwe, which was 6 months old, swept the by-elections. A new political organization in Lesotho is going to win Lesotho's national elections, and it was formed last year. So the fact that there is UDC does not mean or UDC it's a sogasamente mo bathong ya no batho ga ba ka ke ba ikakanyetsa sešwa makgotla a mangwe a leng teng a konte ga UDC, even yone UDC itself, the affiliates tse di ka teng, they can be new realignment and still push events.
Are you not interested in the BNF Congress where Duma Boko is facing a new challenge from Dr. Bax Monatlehi?
Those are BNF internal issues, so that have no consequence to us.
Anything that happens at that Congress, there would be a new BNF altogether.
I don't know if a new BNF, I mean, political parties have ideologies, processes, and protocols that are entrenched within the organization. Whether a new leader comes it's that political party processes and ideology that he has to implement. So I don't know if it will be a new BNF or a new leadership. I mean, Masisi took over from Khama, it's still Domkra.
It appears that the Congress, your conference, is likely to decide that the majority of the PCP, it appears they are saying, we are fed up, we want out of this sikuku. Come July 18th, 19th, BCP is no longer part of the UDC.
I don't want to influence the discussions at our conference, but definitely, yes, that issue will be discussed, and the conference will take a decision. Either really within UDC or really outside UDC. Really an alliance with AP or still forging for a broader.
But Honorable, it appears you've already set the tone as the party leadership on the decision to stand alone go ditlhophong by election ya Moselo wa Pula go Francistown. That on its own, it's seen as communicating something else that is upcoming.
I don't think so. I think if the President and the Secretary General were not suspended, we would make a UDC come Moselo wa Pula.
You believe so?
Yeah. There was no reason to not to. But the President and the Secretary General are suspended. Who is going to be our chief campaigner? Really BCP come Moselo wa Pula. If you're suspended, you should not use UDC colors for 3 months. But the chief mobilizer, the chief planner, and then the President is the chief campaigner. The chief planner and the chief campaigner are taken out of the campaign. What does it mean for an organization?
Honorable Goretetse Kekgonegile, God bless.
Ra leboga mere leboge setšhaba ka kakaretso re rotloetse ma-BCP gore ta mahalape re to go bua dikgang re di buela mo ntung re tseye ditshwetso tse di tla gololang setšhaba sa Botswana. Ra leboga.
And that's it from us on Y Grind. Until next time, good night.